welcome. Message from the streets. This is a hard message, but this is my truth. You know, people ask me, are you this or you that, or you this or you that? But I'm going to set the record straight. I'm not a Muslim, but I read the Quran. I'm not a Christian, but I believe in the ways of Jesus the Christ. I believe in the message of the Bible. I'm not a Jew, but I have respect for the information in the Torah. I'm not a Republican, but I have Republican views. I'm not a Democrat, and I have Democratic views. I'm not a Buddhist, but I have found comfort in the teachings of compassion through Buddhism. I'm not a Hindu, but I have learned many lessons from the Vedas. I'm not a Negro or a so-called black, but I resonate and identify with the plight of people that are identified as such. See, I refuse to let the colonizers label me or initiate me into any gang or debased culture status. I'm a spiritual being, having a human experience, working my way back to the oneness of my authentic self, to the ways of the Most High, and by the ways of self-improvement. I'm not a profane person, but I have used profanity in my life. I'm not a disrespectful person, but I have disrespected people in my life. I'm not a violent person, but I have committed violence in my life. I'm not a drug dealer, but I have sold drugs in my life. See, people associate themselves with things they do or that labels that people identify them with. Some people on this planet, they think that they white. I think not. I never seen a white person. I seen a group of people that had been identified as white to promote so-called white supremacy. And I negate and reject to use that terminology to identify Caucasian, European, or melanin recessive people. I'm not racist or have any disdain towards melanin recessive people. I actually love them. See what I'm saying? I love them and I got love for them and I want them to do good. I want them to do right. And I say that to say, because sometimes people think that the melanin recessive people can take care of the problems of the melanin recessive people. Like the problems in the hoods and the crime rates, murder rates. The European colonizers, the government factors, the icons, the fallen, the Nephilims, the imps and the jinns, clothed in human garment, they're not going to help us. They can't. We must help ourselves. Just like we can't help the Europeans that have hate issues, that is sick because of the minds of their forefathers. We can't. Other European Caucasians got to help them. And they got to help them by demonstrating and rejecting the fallacy of their brothers and their sisters' behavior and their mindset. And that's the same thing with so-called blacks, so-called Negroes, so-called African Americans. We must address our issue because at the end of the day, no matter what you identify yourself as, a Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, Christian, Jew, a Jehovah's Witness, a Mormon, so forth and so on, so-called blacks going to have to face other so-called blacks that don't want to do right, that want to continue to sell drugs, demoralize our women, destroy our community, kill our children, our brothers, our sisters, our parents and grandparents. They have to be dealt with by us. I'm not advocating violence. I'm just saying that we have to deal with our own problem. We are capable, but we refuse to do it because so many of us have been colonized in our minds. Just like the colonizers, so-called whites, a lot of them not going to do anything because they have been colonized by their own forefathers. They have been indoctrinated with lies and falsehood. This is just a message from the streets, and this is just my point of view. And I am nothing that you may think that I am, or you may consider me to be, because of social conditioning. I am who the Creator created me to be. That's it, and that's all. Peace, love, grace, and goodwill to all humanity. Praise Him that raised Him.